me, this is what life is about, right? Is accepting people's differences and the differences and create innovation. They create new ways of doing it. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be going to work with everyone who looks the same and says the same. That's not life. Our customers are different, therefore we need to be different. And the only way to be different is to have people from all sorts of walks of life. And I just think that's what makes the world a better place, if we're accepting of those differences and we embrace those differences.
I think diverse leadership teams are better equipped to solve complex problems and innovate. And given the challenges that we face today and the complexity of the issues ahead of us, I think it's absolutely critical that we have diverse leadership teams so we put ourselves in the best possible chance of dealing with some of the issues ahead of us.
It's about being open to different perspectives, and the richness of perspectives is what I think creates a holistic outcome, and all ideas have to be tested from every different perspective. And I can see it at the leadership committee that I sit on at Qantas, with all the varying views that are put onto the table. You have one thought going into the meeting in terms of what the right answer is, and you always come out by listening to the different views with a better and more rounded outcome.
Diversity and inclusion is the real world we live in, so I think everyone deserves a voice. And not only that, I believe that if you have diversity in the workforce, it actually provides different perspectives, and it gives you an opportunity to really learn how things can be done differently and embrace that. And I think inclusion itself helps people feel like they belong in the workplace. And once you have that sense of belonging, you actually build by default a culture of trust and respect, and inadvertently loyalty.
I think I always just focused on not more broadly. I focused on my contribution to the organisation. I think that you have to call out bias and raise it. Sometimes action happens from that, sometimes it doesn't. But that's with any kind of role that you've got. You take one step forward, and sometimes you can step backwards, but never let that, I think, impact your spirit or impact your resolve to keep going, whether it's about gender bias or whether it's about trying to get a large initiative through. You've got to be committed and you've got to be passionate to see it through on an ongoing basis.
I had to first accept and embrace my own diversity, so that's both gender and culture. I then had to find the courage to say yes to opportunities to share my story, and also to be a bit of a role model where I could. And finally, I was very selective in the roles that I chose, so that I was in a position where I felt I could challenge bias and really drive change.
You absolutely just learn through experience. And so, a great example is, I was lucky when I came back to work after having my first child that I had a boss who encouraged me to work part-time, and I saw how productive I could be with a flexible working arrangement. And so now in organisations I work with, when I see people not supportive of flexible working arrangements, it's really easy for me to say, no, hang on, this can work. Let's be much more open-minded about this.
My approach was probably not the one I'd recommend, which was to work harder than everyone else. I just decided that, I was not going to be limited in my career opportunities because I'm a mother of 5, and that I was just going to work harder and fight harder. And that's what made me who I am today.
Seeing that we have diverse leadership teams across business and government, we can eliminate the gender pay gap, and we've got high quality childcare accessible for all working parents. It might be a bit much to ask. One of those would be a good start, but all 3 would be fantastic.
It's about all of us rallying around something that's going to make a difference.
It looks like progress towards a better future.